Today I'm going to compare the 9 US states that have no income tax and rate them from best to worst. I'm going to show you which states are the cheapest and which states are the most expensive. The list is numbered from 1 to 9, with 9 being the most expensive, but it's by no means definitive and it's completely subjective. This list is based on someone wanting to move to one of these states and purchase a house. Number 9, Washington State. The beautiful state of Washington, home to numerous national parks, is nice. However, it comes at a cost. Out of all the 9 states compared, Washington is the only one where someone may actually have to file tax. It is the only one that has an estate tax. The estate tax is on values of $2.193 million plus and is 10 to 20%. So this could set someone back $200,000 plus in taxes. Wow. It has no inheritance tax, however, only estate tax. Washington is also the only state in the list with a capital gains tax of 7% on long-term gains over $262,000. The state also has one of the highest home values in the U.S., with a median value of $659,000, and comes with a 0.92% property tax, which is about average, but comes out to over $6,000 a year in property taxes. There is, however, a property tax cap of 1%, which is the lowest out of all these states that I've compared. This 1% cap is for the entire city, not for the individual homeowner. So some may have a lower or higher rate than 1% a year growth. This isn't a simple cap for the homeowner like Florida and Nevada has. Besides this, Washington also has a property tax exemption for people 61 plus who have low income. As far as the sales tax, the average sales tax for the state of Washington for the various cities is about 8.938%, which is the second highest. Gas price per gallon is also the highest at $4.18 on average, while electric is at a low 9.79 cents per kilowatt hour average. Now, median lot size is 10,720, which is middle of the pack. Home insurance is at the lower end at $1,371 per year. The transfer tax is 1.1%, which is the fourth highest. This applies when a home is bought or sold. So the bill for this would come out to roughly $7,200 on average. Also, I want to point out that the 1% property cap that Washington has been problematic for the state. It is below the annual inflation rate, and lawmakers have been trying to get rid of the cap as a result of this, but have instead been adding new taxes such as capital gains tax and estate tax. So that's a little bit troubling. Number 8, New Hampshire. The small state of New Hampshire is the second most expensive with a property tax rate of 2.09%, which is the highest. The home prices are the second highest only to Washington at $505,200. The property tax on this would come to over $10,400 with no property tax cap. The state also has the highest transfer tax of 1.5%. Now, the state does have an income and age-based property tax reduction program, but the income limit is very low to qualify. The electric rates are second highest at 16.07 cents per kilowatt hour on average, and people in New Hampshire use lots of energy in the winter. The cost per gallon of gas is $3.31, which is about average, so the gas isn't too bad. So what does New Hampshire have that is good, financially speaking? What New Hampshire has that is good is that it has the lowest homeowner insurance rate at $972 per year. Also, despite being one of the smallest states in the U.S., New Hampshire has the largest average lot size of 49,223 square feet. The state also has no sales tax. Number 7, South Dakota. South Dakota has the lowest median home price of the group at $332,000. Average lot size is 10,890 square feet. The average property tax rate for the cities in South Dakota is 1.2%, which is the fourth highest. The state legislature tried to pass a property tax cap this year, but it failed to materialize, so there is no property tax cap. Property tax comes to around $3,900 a year per house. They do have a property tax reduction program for 65 plus and low income. The average sales tax for cities in South Dakota is 6.2%, so pretty low for the sales tax. The electricity rate is 12.39 cents per kilowatt hour on average, and gas is $3.23 a gallon. Homeowners insurance is a little bit high at $2,700 a year, and overall energy usage is very high in South Dakota due to the cold winters. The transfer tax is a very low 0.10%. Number 6, Tennessee. Tennessee has a median home price of $394,000 with a low 0.71% property tax, which comes to $2,794 per year. The state has no property tax cap, but does have an income and age-based property tax reduction program. Tennessee has a large median 24,829 square foot lot size. The homeowner's insurance is a little bit high at $2,312 per year. Gas prices in Tennessee are among the lowest. It's tied with Texas at $2.93 per gallon. And electric is a low $10.79 per kilowatt hour on average. Tennessee has the highest sales tax rate at 9.61%, and Tennessee is the only state that taxes groceries. The state does give a 3% discount on sales tax for groceries, so the average sales tax for groceries should be about 6.61%. Tennessee has a low 0.37% transfer tax, so not too bad there. Number 5, Wyoming. Wyoming has a $397,000 median home price with a 4% property tax cap with a low 0.58% property tax rate for the average amount of $2,303 per home per year, which is the lowest out of all the states reviewed for property tax. The average lot size for Wyoming is a generous 15,625 square feet on average. Homeowners insurance is a fairly low $1,352 a year. Gas is $3.36 per gallon, and electricity is 12.3 cents per kilowatt hour. Sales tax is one of the lowest at 6% on average. Now, I want to mention Wyoming and Alaska are very cold states. They have some of the highest per capita energy usage in the country as a result of the cold winter. So even though the kilowatt hour rate's not so bad, these states will probably be using a lot of natural gas and electricity in the winter. Number 4, Texas. The median home price for Texas is $358,000. The great state of Texas has many houses available for less than the median home price. Lower prices for homes is what makes Texas near the top, not the taxes. Texas has some of the highest taxes on real estate. The average tax rate is about 1.81% for property tax, which is near the top at roughly $6,500 per home. There is a 10% cap on real estate tax assessments, but this is the total for cities' collected taxes, not for individual homeowners. So it is possible that homeowners may see a higher or lower rate than 10%. 10% is the maximum. 10% is the maximum the city can collect in real estate tax growth per year. If the rates go up 10% a year, this means that rates would roughly double in 7 years and quadruple in 14 years. The average property tax is around $6,500, so this could be significant over time. This compares to 3% growth rate limit for Nevada and Florida, which means for Nevada and Florida, it would take 24 years to double in comparison. Now, Texas also has a $100,000 homestead exemption that applies to the school portion of property tax, so that's a little bit confusing also. Sales tax in Texas average is 7.95%. Electric is 11.36 per kilowatt hour. And Texas has the lowest gasoline prices, tied with Tennessee at $2.93 per gallon. Also, despite everything being bigger in Texas, the lot size is the second worst, with a median lot size of 9,500 square feet. Nevada is the worst at 7,405 square feet, so you don't get much land in Nevada. Homeowners insurance is the second worst in Texas at $3,898 per year. This is second only to Florida. The one big positive is that Texas has zero transfer taxes. Number 3, Florida. Florida has a median home price of $421,000, has a 0.82% property tax rate, and a 3% cap on property tax growth for owner-occupied homes. Property tax per home is roughly $3,500 per year. The sales tax average is 7.04% for Florida cities, which is on the lower side for sales tax. The average lot size in Florida is roughly 10,000 square feet. A gallon of gas costs about $3.27, and electric is $11.37 per kilowatt hour. The biggest issue with Florida that I see is Florida has sky-high homeowners insurance rates with an average of $5,531. Now, this is actually on the low end. The rate is even higher along the coast. Florida's transfer tax ranges from 0.0115 to 0.0116%, which is the second highest. The state of Florida doesn't collect a transfer tax, but the counties or cities do, even though it's not called a transfer tax. Number 2, Nevada. Nevada has a median home price of $458,000, which is the third highest after Washington and New Hampshire. The property tax rates for Nevada is around 0.45 to 0.72%, which is on the lower end, and there is a 3% property cap for owner-occupied homes. The property tax per home is roughly $3,300. The sales tax rate for Nevada is roughly 8.375%, that's Las Vegas, and it's less for smaller cities. Electricity is roughly 11.67 cents per kilowatt hour on average, and gas is $3.96, which is the second highest after Washington State. Nevada also has the smallest lot size out of the group at 7,405 square feet. Homeowners insurance is the third lowest at $1,138. Nevada also has a 0.78 to 0.9% transfer tax on property sales. One thing that's nice about Nevada is fresh produce is less costly than most northern states as a result of being closer to Mexico and California, where most of it comes from. Number 1, Alaska. Now this is a bit of a tough one because Alaska has a higher cost of living. The median home price for an Alaskan home is $389,000. The property tax is 1.04% and it has no property tax cap. Alaska does have a 65 plus low income and disability discounts, however. The property tax comes to around $4,046 per house. The median lot size is second only to New Hampshire at 42,423 square feet. Homeowners insurance is the second lowest at $986 per year. Gasoline is $3.72 per gallon. Electric is a high 17.88 cents per kilowatt hour, but rates vary greatly between cities. Alaska has no sales tax, no transfer tax, and pays an Alaskan permanent fund dividend of around $1,200 to $3,200 per year in recent years to adults that are permanent residents. This doesn't apply to children, only adults. Despite having no sales tax, the cost of living in Anchorage is reportedly around 25% more than Las Vegas, Nevada. One of the things that I really noticed is that fresh produce is much more expensive. While I was looking at a Safeway weekly sales ad, 1 pound of strawberries was on sale for 99 cents in Las Vegas. The same ad in Anchorage was $2.77, and in Fairbanks it wasn't even in the ad, but it was selling for $3.99. So the further north you go, the more expensive the produce seems to get. Also, the same 10-ounce bag of coffee was $6.99 in Las Vegas and Seattle, but was $8.99 in Fairbanks. So you're going to pay a little bit more for food. The permanent fund dividend that is paid yearly should help to pay for these extra costs, and not having the sales tax should help also. Not so much for the food because there's no sales tax on food, just like every other state except Tennessee, but the no sales tax helps with durable goods and other things. One thing that was surprising to me is that Alaska's largest city, Anchorage, has a much higher crime rate than the national average, both on property crime and violent crime, so that's a little bit concerning. But I would say probably Alaska's near the top because of the transfer fund and the no sales tax. I hope you liked this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Press that thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. Have a good one.